themselves as one nation. I'm not talking about Marcus Garvey. I'm not talking about any of those other, persons. But I'm talking about one nation, no matter where you stand on this rock. And I think he has a valid point, but also something that Brett has said, and I'm going to finish right here. I'm going to challenge the narrative that you have in terms of Haile King Selassie. Haile King Selassie derived his power from the kingdom that was on this side of the globe. I'm not sure if you know about this knowledge, but I'm telling you. He derived his power from the kingdom that was on this side of the globe prior to the 1400s. This is why when you go back, you can't find anything past the 1300s and all of these things, because what? They have to make sure they hide that kingdom. He's a derivative of that kingdom. Ethiopia is a derivative of that kingdom. And if you're correct when it comes to the last stronghold was there, and that's the reason to this day Ethiopia is standing where it's standing right now.
Yes, I look up my name, my brethren, Ross Lazarus Nazarite. I am a Gullah Geechee. My family are descendants of the Axumite seafarers that were here in America. We already documented that we were here in America way before Christopher Columbus. We are the Amexans. We are the Axumites. So if you look, you will see
the Axumites
for the last 20 years.
Yeah, an Axumite.
Grandfather, I come from an oral tradition of the Gullah Geechee.
Awesome. So let me ask you how that benefits you in a country where the government has gone rogue, where the government is ran by an international entity and don't give a care about who. Obviously, none of what you're saying.
The IDF didn't do their best to stop this.
No, what I'm saying, they knew that Hamas are taking hostages, and they choose to bomb whatever these vehicles are going at. And that's further demonstrates things, right? Because if you were to look at the numbers, the death toll after October the 7th, you would find it fluctuating between 1,300 and then 190, and then specifically at the end it's 1,200, right? Why do you think so, Metan? Why the numbers changed? Up and down, up and... It's because they couldn't recognize which one is Israeli and which one is a Hamas. Because their bodies were so burned that they couldn't even differentiate which one is which, right? So that's why the numbers were fluctuating. So Hamas doesn't have weapons that can does this to vehicles or kibbutzis or like buildings. They cannot just bomb a building. They didn't have such a weapons. Who does have weapons like that, Meta?
The IDF.
Thank you.
The Jews.
No, I'm saying the IDF. There is why every time?
Actually, I don't. No, listen. Actually, I don't think that Hamas killed anybody on October 7th. It was all...
No, they killed. Listen, I'm not saying...
No, it was the IDF finding an excuse to kill their own people. That's all. It only makes sense.
I'm not saying that Hamas didn't kill anyone, right? And I'm not justifying, Hamas killing civilians, right?
Of course they killed civilians. They kidnapped civilians.
I'm not justifying that. I'm not justifying that. Any civilians should not be killed. But what I'm saying is that, you have to say that part too. Because if I was an Israeli, I would say more people were killed by the IDF, yeah.
I think the IDF found an excuse to shoot their own people.
Michael, with your permission, I want to interrupt. Noah, you bring here the day of the 7th of October, and all the chaos, nobody know exactly. Nobody know exactly who gave the order Hannibal, who knew about hostages, who did what. Yes, the military already investigated, but we didn't have ועדת חקירה ממלכתית. צלצלת את מתן ועדת חקירה ממלכתית. And as long we didn't have the government, have the right people, judges, seriously investigate all this, nobody knows exactly. So you take a part here, a part there, much chaos it was. You know, it was the 7th and the 8th of October was a fight of signals. Signals, people put a weapon on them, what they have, and go to fight. Some of them without weapon, with a knife, with a stick. What they have in their hands, they go and fight signal. Yes, there was some mistake. It's very well known that the tank bomb where hostages have been killed, the hostages together with terrorists. Yes, there were mistakes. In a chaos, there are mistakes. In a war, in a chaos, there are mistakes. Nobody denied. But people like you, people like Amir, people like Fiaz, go and take every little mistake of the military. And the military did a lot of mistakes. It was a chaos. Nobody controlled the area. Signal people go and fight against the Hamas. Every brave Israeli who's been in the area put some of them Arabs. Some of them Arabs, some go to fight against the Palestinians. Women Arab. Yes, Michael, what do you want to say?
Almost, you know, this bullshit. I can't imitate your accent, but I'm gonna say this: your accent is fire. Almost, you'll get mad bitches in America, bro. I swear to God. But what you call it? Yeah, bro, it's bullshit, bro. I'm sorry. It's just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when it come to the mainstream discourse surrounding, you know, the Gazan people, you find that like it's certain top officials within Israel that will go, oh, it's the entire population. They elected Hamas. They support Hamas. You know, they essentially try to like make this argument that the entire population is Hamas, right? So, you know, it's kind of difficult to determine who's who. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just their way of, you know, just preparing the international community for what would appear to be civilian deaths. No, that was Hamas. You know, the entire population is just brainwashed. You know, they're taught from young how many Jews to kill. So, you know, these are just bad people in general. That's the message that's been given like to the world. So I think it's just one of them situations where, you know, one is honest about killing civilians, and the other one has all this technical jargon. Like, oh no, you know, we're not targeting the civilian population. I don't think we could prove like what their intent was. We can't get inside their brain. But I mean, it's just routine. It's routine. Like, it don't matter if you're not targeting them. Like every day you just happen to be killing civilians. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, even the journalists out there, it's routine. You know what I'm saying? Every other day.
That has nothing to do with what Amos said. I don't know what you're saying, but
nobody's ranting
it has
about
nothing.
that.
It has nothing to do.
He's venting. He's expressing his feelings. It's fine.
No, okay, you can express your feelings, but can you address what
I'm
Amos said?
talking objectively and address
So,
what Amos says.
there's many questions in Israeli
Amos didn't just say that Israelis, or what you call it, the IDF makes mistakes. And then he didn't even say
talking about October 7th. Why they didn't respond?
No, wait. I will let him respond. I will let Michael finish his words. But you must understand, Michael, every crazy person like you can say what he wants in my room. I give open and free mind. You're speaking in the last 5 minutes bullshit, but in my room, all the bullshit and all the garbage you're saying, it's okay. In my room. Everybody, so please finish your words and let Matan respond to you.
Just to clarify, the question we were talking about October 7th.
I'm not gonna lie. I just want to continue. So when it comes to Amos, right, I recall him saying that Israel or the IDF makes mistakes.
He was talking about why they didn't respond on October 7th right away. That's the topic.
I thought he was talking about civilians dying and them making mistakes.
No, the question is why it took them 6 hours to arrive. Where were they? Why did they stand down? Why were there civilians just running to help when they're October? There's a lot of confusion. And so in Israeli society and outside, Noah is bringing up a lot of these questions that haven't been answered about where was the army on October 7th to save the people? They never came. So that's the question.
Finish, Mike.
So maybe I came in on the wrong end of what
That's
you were saying.
That's okay. What you said is you can speak your mind.
You can rest your neck. So what you call it? If y'all want to talk about that, then you know what I'm saying, it's clear, it's obvious as day. You know what I'm saying? They want war. They have an appetite for war. You know, that's why they gotta like engineer or manufacture the notion of like Hamas being this very strong, threatening, existential threat. They've disproven that, I think, militarily. Like they've blown that notion out of the water. But nonetheless, they have to continue their campaign of war, right? So a threat has to emerge every few days, you know, a credible threat that might, I don't even know if at this point they can even argue that it's going to threaten the existence of Israel. But yeah, they need to exist in that environment to continue their war effort. They got to do shit like kill negotiators, etc.
Okay, that's one theory. Thank you. George, you have another theory about why they didn't show up on October 7th?
I think I'm done, but it's all good.
Oh, you want to say something else? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Let them go.
George.
I came up to comment on the candle over here.